All right, to give all glory and praise and honor unto the Most High. And what we're gonna be talking about today is symbolisms, and you know what I mean. I've went over this, slightly, but I just wanna you know go over some more today because we see some things, man, and symbolism is gonna be their downfall, man, because when these guys sell out, to their satanic agenda, they have to do these things. They have to do these signs and these symbols, to show to their handler, whoever whoever's over them, their puppet master, that look, man, I'm down with the agenda to deceive the masses, with this Satanism. But I'm gonna pretend that, that I'm really for the Most High, but behind the scenes I'm not. And these things that they do right here is showing you who they down with. You know what I mean? And at one point, like I said, when I was deceived, I used to throw up this. Like I said, throw up the rock symbol for fun, like listening to the songs, throwing up the rock symbol for fun. I'm like, oh snap, you had a rock, yeah. This song is hot. But I was deceived. I had no idea what these things meant. And as you can see here, you got Oprah and you got Jay-Z. Showing you the who they pledge their allegiance to, man. You know what I mean? These guys are Satanists. Let's keep going. A little bit more, same thing. Common, and you got Donald Trump. You know what I mean? And this is how these these Boule guys. This is how these Masons communicate. They communicate through the signs and the symbolisms, and because these Masons, they're not supposed to really reveal who they are. You got some people that reveal who they are. They reveal who they are, but they're not supposed to reveal who they are technically. You know what I mean? But some of them are, they're proud of their frats and things like that. And they lodge, so they sport their rings and things like that. So let's keep going. But this is showing you that, like, man, I'm down with the agenda. I sold out. Right here, you have a picture of Stalin on the left and Napoleon on the right, and they're doing the hidden hand. So that's basically that. I'm not entirely sure what these things mean because, like I said, I'm not a Mason, but it could be symbolizing, look, man, I'm part of this secret organization that's, getting things done behind the scenes, that hidden hand, that hidden dagger that, goes around and does all, does the dirty work, man. I'm part of that hidden hand that's doing the dirty work behind the scenes, getting the things done. And right here you see Prince Harry doing it. You know what I mean? And he's throwing up with the goat horns. And I'm pointing to it. You know what I mean? Try to do it in a slick way. And most people, they won't be able to see these things. But hey, once the Most High open your eyes up to it, you know what I mean? Hey, it's gonna start popping out to you, man. It's gonna start popping out to you like, like it's daylight. You know what I mean? Because before I never used to see these things. I used to watch music videos before. I never paid attention to these. Them doing the one eye symbolism. I never seen it. You know what I mean? And that's because I was still asleep. But once you start waking up, start reading your scriptures, the Most I start opening you up. And these things are right in front of your face. The best way to hide something is right in plain sight. Do it in plain sight. This is what they're doing, man. You know what I mean? Showing you they down with the Baphomet. You know what I mean? The transgender Baphomet. We got Melania wearing the black and white. Duality. Let's keep going, man. Same thing, you got people doing the hidden hand, over the years. George Washington, once again, Stalin, Napoleon, Karl Marx, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? That hidden hand that's behind the scenes, that dagger, all these guys is Masons, man. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Look, once again, just a little bit more pictures of, guys doing the same thing. Some of them repeating pictures, but, you get the gist, man. Those who have eyes to see is going to see and understand. This is what they do. Oh, man. Here you go. You got Kanye West, preaching. He's preaching Christ, this, that, and the third. But like I said, you're gonna catch these guys, by the things that they do. This guy is still sold out to the system. I mean, you can't serve two masters. And this may be an old picture, but look, if Kanye really was moving towards the Mo-Fi, he would lose all his finances, man. Or more than likely, they'll kill him. They'll just kill him, because you have to forsake all that. He's gonna lose everything. Because nobody's making it into the kingdom. You know what I mean? Without losing everything, man. What they had here on this earth, all their riches. The Most High has to strip you of that, man. When you come to Him and you preaching that word in full truth, yeah, you're gonna be hated, man. So right here, once again, you got the hidden doing a hidden hand. This is what they're showing you. They're part of that conglomerate that took these secret covenants, these secret oaths. So man. Now one of the reasons that I wanted to do this video is because, I started watching this guy named Hasan Campbell lately. I like his stuff, man. I've been watching his videos. I like his stuff. I like the stuff that he's talking about, man. But, as I'm watching his videos, I'm going past, I'm looking for videos to watch, this, that, and the third. I'm noticing that on his thumbnails, he's doing like Masonic crap, and I was trying to ignore it, but I can't ignore it anymore. You know what I'm saying? And this guy, he talks, he claims that he's for the community. He claims that he's, speaking up, this, that, and the third. But like, look, if you connected to these groups, these masonry groups, man, no, that agenda, you cannot be for the community. So, let's take a look at. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we're gonna start with the top left. Wait, let me zoom in a little bit. So we're gonna start with the top left. So right here, you see the ones that I circle. Look at his thumbnails. He has his finger on his temple. These are Masonic. Like codes. And look at the left, and then you look at the right, the couple that I circled here, on his thumbnails. These are Masonic things that he's doing. You know what I mean? And I've been trying to ignore it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't really understand what these things mean because I'm not a Mason. You know what I mean? But I've been seeing it. And I've seen it on so-called prominent people. In society doing it. So I know, that's confirmed Masons. So I know that, like, look, man, this is just not a coincidence, man. So you see, this is the. Hold up, let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is what I'm talking about right here. Malcolm X, Richard Pryor, and Umar Johnson. Eh? Why are they doing these stuff? Why are they doing these things? You know what I mean? Why? Now Malcolm X, I can't confirm if he was. But Richard Pryor, he is a Mason, man. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna show you that real quick. There you go, right there in the Shriner's hat. Remember I told you about that damn hat that you see these guys wearing out here? And some of these guys is Israelites in this stuff, man. It's sad. There you go, right there. This guy was, involved in that stuff, man. Let's go back. So then you got Umar Johnson. You know what I mean? I can't confirm if he was. You know what I'm saying? But by him doing this, and this right here, this is the cover of his book, Psychoacademic Holocaust. You know what I mean? And I can't confirm if he was, but on the cover of his book, he's doing this. And look, you've seen people that's involved in these groups doing these things, man. And this is what it's all about, man. It's all a big game to these guys, yo. The deception is real. They talk these big talks. I used to listen to Umar, man. Like, Umar used to be spitting that fire. He's like, spit that fire, Umar. You know what I mean? But, I'm noticing, like, a lot of these guys, they talk that talk, but behind the scenes, they really deceiving you. I used to listen to Polite. I used to listen to Sonetta. You know what I mean? But all these guys, look, if it ain't rooted in Christ, man, if it ain't rooted in these scriptures, look, man, that's a red flag. And even then, you know what I mean, you still gotta watch them because you got, mega pastors and mega preachers and stuff like that that preach the word, but they still involved in these things. You know what I mean? But you're gonna know a true servant of the Lord when he's preaching that word in truth, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yeah, it's all a big game to them, man. These guys like, oh, I mean, they claim that they for the community, they claim that for the, they down for, you mean for the people, but they're lying. I mean, behind the scenes, they're scamming the people and they're deceiving the people, man. Now Malcolm X, yo, you know what I mean? I liked his message, man, but we know Islam is not true. You know, Islam is not is false. You know what I mean? But you know, with that, and with that being said, you could always, a wise man can learn something from everybody. You know, you could always extract, you know, truth from, you know, what these guys are saying. You go, you know, like people say, take the meat and spit out the bones. You know, but you know, I'm just showing you this. To be aware. I mean, you know, that's why the Most High said, "Cursed be he that put his trust in men." Don't put your trust in these guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, because when I was listening to these guys, man, like, yo, I really believe this nigga Umar was going to get to school, da-da-da-da-da. But then it's like, yo, the Most High had to take me down this road, I mean, to show me the fallacy first, man. I mean, wake me up. You know what I mean? These guys is really out here deceiving you, man. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Let's look at the bottom picture, the thumbnail. He has his finger up. Do you mean it? Doing the shush sign. That's one right there. And I'm going to go to the next one. You mean the silence. Right over here again. You mean on his thumbnail again. You know, he's doing the, you know, the silence sign. You know what I mean? You know? And let's look at somebody like Rihanna. You know what I mean? What's on her finger? This is Rihanna. Silent signs with the tattoo. Shush. You know what I mean? We know that these people are sold out. You know, like I'm saying, this guy talks that talk. You know what I mean? And like I said, I like the things that he talk about. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? What I'm seeing is show me that, look, man, he could be talking that talk, but behind the scenes he's deceiving you, just like everybody else. Like all these guys was connected to these groups deceiving you. Yeah, they talk that talk. Yeah, you know what I mean? We need to do this. We need to do that. You need to do that. You know what I mean? Like I showed you that you know what I mean? That video with Tamika Mallory, she was talking all that talk, calling David Cameron a sellout. But, you know, behind the scenes, she was sold out too, doing the one-eye symbolism behind these Greek frats. These guys all sold us out, but they talking that talk like they, you know what I mean? Like they have it. You know, once again, Rihanna doing the one-eye symbolism, and she has the finger over her eye saying, shh, telling you, look, man, we part of that secret society, keep everything a secret, man. Keep all our wickedness a secret. I mean, all the blood sacrifices, all the murders we've done for our riches and fame a secret. This is what they telling you, man. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I mean, you tell me if I'm bugging out. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I'll be like, yo, I don't know, man. I might be going, but like I'm just seeing these things, man. All right, once again, look at this. Look at his hat. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what I mean? Hold on, let me zoom in some more. You know what I mean? Like, okay, the top one, he's touching his hat, like the brim of his hat. And at the bottom one, it looks like he's touching his glasses. You know what I mean? And I'm going to show you where I seen these things. You know what I'm saying? You know, where else I can identify these things. Hold up. Here you have Jay-Z. I mean, this used to be one of my favorite albums. So that's how I noticed where this comes from. And like I said, I never knew what this stuff meant. But now I'm looking at these things that they're doing. And I'm like, okay, this definitely means something. This is a black album. Look at this was the cover of Jay-Z's Black album. He's doing the same thing that he's doing you know what I mean, in the thumbnail. You know what I mean? And hold up. I mean, there go Jay-Z right here. You know what I mean? This stuff is all online, man. I mean, at one of his brotherhood meetings, man. You know, and he doesn't look too happy, man. So this is like I'm saying, man, these guys, they talk that talk like they down for you, but they selling our asses out behind the scenes, man. All this stuff is online, it's public, but you just gotta be able to search and connect the dots, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This is what they do. You know what I mean? And it's like I said, the dominant powers that be, they're not gonna let no nigga get $1 billion that's a threat to them, man. I mean, no nigga that's a threat is getting $1 billion. You know? He's talking all this talk. Yeah, I'm doing this. No, you safe. That's why they allowed you to get $1 billion. You know? You're not a threat. You know what I mean? Oh, man, let's keep going. Him right here, you know what I mean, touching the brim of the hat again. You know what I mean? You know, touching the brim of the hat. You know what I mean? These are Masonic things. See, I'm gonna just go back to the picture again to show you guys one more time what I'm talking about. Right here, look. And we're gonna go to another brother, you know, and I don't want to call him brother. I mean, I don't want to call them brothers. They're not my brothers. Another person that's confirmed, that's admitted to he's in a brotherhood. I seen him doing these things. Right here, you have Kevin Samuels. You know, and right here, this looks like it's a slick way to throw up the 666. I mean, while taking off your glasses. You know what I'm saying? He's confirmed that he's, you know, in these you know, frats and, you know, brotherhood things, masonry things. This is what they do, man. You know? They talk that good talk, but behind the scenes, like, they selling y'all ass out, man. Oh man. I mean, but you know, the Most High is waking me up to all this, man. You know what I mean? Because I used to think that these guys was really, rotting, man. But, you know, like I said, it was also still a void in me while I was listening to these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, something's still missing, man. And it was the Holy Spirit. It was Christ. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was the entire truth. You know, because these guys, they talk that talk, but they're not rooted in Christ, man. You know, they're not rooted in the scriptures, man. You know, so everything that they talking about is vain at the end of the day. You know, and they're leading Israel astray. They're leading the flock astray, and this is what they sign up to. They sign up to lead, you know, the Israelites astray on purpose, man. You know what I mean? For that check, for that bag, for that coin. I mean, this is what they do. Okay, let's look at this. His hand on his chin. You know. And this one, I like, you know what I'm saying? I looked at it and I said, like, nah, I may be really bugging out on this one, man. But then I went to digging, I went to searching, and what do we have here? Scottish Rite. I mean, I found a magazine, Scottish Rite, on the corner. I mean, this guy is doing, his thumb is on his chin, just like Hasan Campbell. You know what I mean? So like I said, these guys talk that big talk, man. You know what I mean? But behind the scenes, they not fully committed, man. You know what I mean? They not fully committed. Else you'll see them talking about gang stalking, being harassed, being mobbed. You know what I mean? Oh, man. You can't serve two masters, man. I mean, you going to love one or hate the other, because, I mean, when the other master call on you, you know, to do whatever you have to do, you know, you're gonna forsake Yeshua HaMashiach. You know what I mean? You're gonna forsake Christ to do it, man. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, oh man, I gotta please these men. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about, the praises of men. You know what I mean? Oh man, and like I said, this is how they communicate with one another, man. Through signs and symbolism. You gotta watch out for it, man. You know, here goes some more. I mean, one with the hand on his chin and touching the brim hat again. You know, I just showed you those, you know, recently. I mean, he does it in a slick way. But you know, I caught on to it. You know what I mean? I caught on to it. You know, and like I said, I like the stuff he talks about. But I mean, like I said, Umar also talks a good game. You know what I mean? All these other guys out there talk a good game. I mean, you know, these guys are, you know, they got the silver tongue, man. They got the silver tongue. But in it lies deceit, you know what I mean? So let's come back to this picture for a little reference right quick. Boom, so you guys can get a good visual, and we'll go to something else. I'm going to show you. Yeah, you have Kanye West doing it. You know what I mean? The finger to the temple. You know what I mean? Come on, man. I mean, here's a cover. It's a business week. Yeah, you have you know, a guy doing the same thing. Hank McKinnell. You know what I mean? Doing the same thing. And you got two others at the bottom doing the same thing. I mean, Oprah, once again, you know, this is when she was, you know, conducting the interview with Dave Chappelle, and he said something, you know what I mean? So she put her hand or her finger to her temple. You know what I mean? So that's, that's code, indicating to the other people like, hey, what I mean, I may not agree with what he's saying, or you know what I mean, or or something, man. You know? This is what they do, man. Through signs and symbolisms will be their downfall, man. I mean, here you have Nikola Tesla, man. I mean, temple to the finger to the temple. The Most High said that devil's gonna come down and deceive the entire world, man. I mean, you know. Oh man. But the elect is gonna wake up out of it, man. That 1/3, that remnant is gonna wake up, and that's who they fear. You know what I mean? Because they spending billions to keep us asleep, man. Right here, Nikola Tesla. Once again, and he has, I pointed out, it's a fake slick goat horns. He's doing the goat horns, but in a slick way. You know what I mean? You can't really see the finger to the temple. Well, you can see it a little bit. You know what I mean? But you could tell that's what he's doing. And then, a slight little mini Baphomet goat horns he's doing. He's putting up. Oh, man. Cursed be he that put his trust in man, man. More of these guys, man. You know what I mean? Doing the same thing. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. The deception is real. All these guys right here were in these frats, man. All of them were in these organizations. Come on, man. And I wanna get into something real quick. I found a scripture regarding Martin Luther King. I wanna pull that up real quick. Ecclesiasticus chapter 34:2. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catches at a shadow and followeth after the wind, man. Can you catch a shadow? You know what I mean? Can you follow the wind? So that's like it said, whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catches at a shadow and follow after the wind. Let's keep going. Ecclesiasticus 34:6-7. If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon them, for dreams have deceived many, and they have failed that put their trust in them, man. So his have a dream speech, man. That crap failed, because the Most High ain't send him that. You know what I mean? The Most High didn't send him that. Even he admitted at the end that he led his people into a burning building, man. Why? Because he was a part of these organizations, man. He was serving two masters. You know what I mean? Being deceptive. He was supposed to be a so-called rooted in Christ, rooted in a strong foundation, but yet still he was taking orders, from somebody that was, in a homosexual relationship, man. With another man. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to be taking orders from somebody like that, man. If you you leading the people, you have to be like, hey, following that straight and narrow path, man. And right now we're gonna get into a little audio clip, from this channel called The Raw Truth, and he's talking about, the Boule. And these people that join these frats and things like that. Excuse the title. I just want to say that first and foremost, because he has some controversial, words at the top or and the bottom, or it's just like the headline. It's not my content, so I just want to say that, first and foremost.
Fucking explain and tell you who the fuck they are. They can't reveal secrets. They have an oath to do it. They have an oath to do it. They have an oath to keep their mouth shut. They have an oath to bow down to the white elite. That's why, folks, you have to understand. Any black man or black woman who's in a Boule, who's in these Greek fraternity clubhouses in colleges, the frat clubs or sorority clubs. Any black man and black woman, like I said, is in a Boule. Any black man and black woman who is in Freemason can never, ever, ever, ever use the race card. You know why? Because they signed their oath that they will serve the white elite. So if the white elite is clowning them, then hey, they can't claim racism. They wanted to. That's what they want to do. So they can get a piece of the American pie. Notice, because if you don't bow to them, if you don't bow down to the white man, you're not going to get a piece of the American pie. Which is why we should learn from the Bible. When Christ, like I said, a black man, what happened when the devil took him up to the mountains and he said, look at all these kingdoms that I have. If you bow to me, all the kingdoms that were given to me, I will give you power. And Christ said no. Well, guess what? All these black motherfuckers said yes. That's what they did. They say yes to get the power. That's the only reason why they got their shows. That's the only reason why they're making things better. Folks, you got to stop praising these guys and start looking down on them. Says when we look at the Boule closely, we found a confusion of value. Black.
So yeah, man. You know what he said is true, man, and we gotta get out of those frats, man. You mean and come out of that, man. The most I said, come out of these things, man. And right here you see it says here, after the death of Alexander the Great, Antioch came into power. And what he did, he said he forced the Jews to adopt all the aspects of Greek. I mean, which means it was probably convert or die. Which meaning, like, look, that was not your way, you know what I mean, your lifestyle, man. And of course, you probably had the, the sellouts that wanted to go ahead and do it, and, and then you had those that, they took a stand against that, you know what I mean? And that's what, Judah Maccabee fought against the, these guys during the Maccabean revolt, you know what I mean? They said this is what they forbid Torah, study Shabbat, you know what I mean? And they came and they built altars up in the Jews, congregations and things like that. Abomination of desolation. That took place around the time of the Maccabees. So but like yeah, this one I want to focus on. Like, hey man, this wasn't. These frats and things like that. This wasn't our lifestyle, man. I mean, it was forced upon you, man, or it was convert or die. You know what I mean? So, like I just said, man, we could come out of these things, man. But like I said, these guys, they join them because they get those perks, and then in return, when they get called upon, they have to sell, the next man down the drain. And they don't give a damn. And then these are the same people that's coming out there and they're claiming like, yeah, we gotta stick together, blah blah blah, and they're talking that good talk, but behind the scenes, they're taking down major organizations down. They're taking down real revolutionaries, man. And all this is done, through the powers that be. They take orders from the, the powers that be, and they funnel it down to the, the sellouts, man. So this is what they do, man. So man, same thing going on back then, in the ancient times is going on now. Oh man, the Maccabean revolt, man. It's what Judah Maccabees fought against, man. This is why you celebrate the feats of dedications, because he took back that temple, man. The feats of lights, he took the temple back. He regained the temple, man. So, so with that being said, man, I just want to give all glory and praise and honor to the Most High, and yeah, that's it, man. This one is a little bit long, and hopefully this is edifying, man.